everybody, Minecraft movie trailer just dropped today. It's looking kinda sick, not gonna lie. We'll go ahead and get right into it. I'm just gonna cover everything I noticed in specific about the trailer. If you haven't watched it yet, I'm gonna highly encourage that you do that before watching this video, because we're not gonna watch the trailer together like we did the last time. It's more so gonna be an in-depth analysis because my webcam's broken. So as you might know, it is titled A Minecraft Movie, because this isn't the definitive Minecraft movie. The director has said that a couple of times in some interviews. It's just an interpretation of it. The trailer starts out with a young Steve here, and as you can see, he dresses the same as he always would, wearing his blue sweater and jeans. It starts out by saying as a child he yearned for the mines, and I'm assuming this is like in the hills of West Virginia or something. It looks very familiar. As you can see here, he's got his pickaxe, and basically he says that he wasn't allowed to mine because, well, he's a child. So he eventually comes back as an older man, probably in his 30s. He looks a lot more Steve-like here. No gray on his beard. He's ready to mine. He's ready to go to the caves. And when he's mining, he finds the Cosmic Cube from the MCU. It's, a choice. It is a choice. I don't know why in specific they felt the need to, have this of all things, but it's fine. Anyway, it takes him to the world of Minecraft, as you can see here. As you can tell, he is in the world of Minecraft, and it's very blocky. Here's our first little analysis of things. He is building with dirt blocks. He will probably build a dirt house. One thing I noticed in specific watching this trailer was it felt like it's probably going to be a movie that you should walk in expecting memes, and if you get anything more than that, you're going to walk out very happy. So walk in it like you were watching the Lego movie. Back here you can see the llama. It's not as prominent as it was. It may have been redone a little bit. It doesn't look as bad as it did to me anyway, but that might just be due to some anti-aliasing effects while it's really far away. I don't know. This next image here, you can see that he tames a wolf, and it automatically has the name tag Dennis on that. Now, I don't know if that's in correlation to any Easter eggs IRL. Then we get here where the group comes in. They're holding a Cosmic Cube as well. I don't know, if there's more than one Cosmic Cube, if they just find the one that Steve had. I don't know how that's supposed to work, but you can see the group here. There are some behind-the-scenes footage of these two, but you don't actually get much out of them in terms of any characters and like who they are. You don't get anything about her even in the behind-the-scenes footage yet. But they have a heavy focus on Jason Momoa here, Garrett the Garbage Man. So I'm assuming he is probably going to be main character next to Steve. And then you'll have these two as side characters, and then she'll probably be comedic relief. That's the way it's looking anyway. Although the movie all around is looking like a comedy kind of film anyway. Here you can see that the two meet. So it looks like they're going to kind of have like a competitive best friend arc. You'll see later on what I'm talking about, but they kind of start off almost intimidated by each other. Steve just, you've got that intense look in his eye, and then you got this scared look in Garrett's eyes, which is interesting. Here you can see a minecart. Wow, shocking, isn't it? It reminds me a lot of that one scene in Minecraft Story Mode where they take off on the cart through, I think it was Soren's base, when they have the Formidabomb. That's kind of what this reminds me of. I don't know if that's a reference to it or not, but that's kind of what it reminds me of. They're also putting a chicken cooker in the film, which I think is a beautiful, beautiful thing. I love you for this, Warner Bros. Thank you. Here you can see the group kind of assembled right after that happens, or right before. I can't remember when I grabbed this still. And, a look of mostly impression on these two's faces. Maybe slight empathy for the chicken here. Confusion. I think maybe some trauma, but I don't read humans on a regular basis. In the background, you can see these pots here. So you've got sweet berries, rabbits, and I'm not entirely certain what that is. That might be cats, which is interesting. And then, of course, you got villagers. So we got this Fletcher here that you got a pretty good look at. He doesn't look terrible. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I will say one thing that a lot of people had mentioned about the Minecraft movie that they hated was the fact that it wasn't animated. The storyline that they're going with now makes a lot more sense. Steve is not from the world of Minecraft, so it doesn't make sense for him to look like the world of Minecraft. It's kind of similar to, say, Into the Spider-Verse, where you have Nicolas Cage's Spider-Man, who is black and white. He's black and white everywhere he goes. It would be similar to that kind of storytelling. Now, do I still agree it probably should have been animated? Yeah. However, with the storyline they're picking here, it's not as bad as I initially thought. I'm sure there's a lot of references I'm missing throughout this. However, those are just some small things I noticed here. This next frame, you see that the Piglins are attacking. We saw this in the first trailer, and they've been showing it several times because it is a key point to the story. Piglins are invading the overworld. Surprise, surprise, it's a classic Minecraft storyline, so it makes sense. We actually do see the ghast spit out a fireball this time, which is really, really cool. And I will say I was heavily critical of the CGI on these guys before, but I don't hate it as much as I did in the past. Things are starting to grow on me, and I'm sure that'll happen with the movie in general. It'll be a little bit jarring when you first start watching it, but it'll become natural after a little bit. Here you can see that they actually do cut down trees. You have a floating tree here. He punched the wood. I just don't have a frame of that. Now, one thing that isn't clear, I don't know if they ever mention it. The character here seems to kind of know what he's doing right off the bat, where, like, you can see these two are kind of, like, puzzled at what he's doing. So I don't know if Minecraft is a real game in the world that he comes from, if it's just something that he's naturally inclined to do, where he's a engineer by heart, and so he just has to think of a way out of the puzzle. I will say, I noticed Jason Momoa is not in this frame, so chances are what you're going to see is him argue with the group, and then he's going to leave and go off on his own. Here you can see what Steve called the stash. You got a little sign there that says exploding creepers, and there's all sorts of references here. You got a lectern. Over here, you've got this picture frame of the legendary Minecraft painting, one of my favorites, in fact. I can't recall its name, but it's there. Of course, up here, you've got several other things as well. We've got a potion, a jack-o'-lantern, a couple of smaller items here that I'm not really too sure because the resolution just isn't great. Looks like a leather helmet of some type, some candles, some magma blocks, possibly. And then down here again, more potions, a little spyglass here, a golden apple. Over here, you've got a diamond helmet. You have some feather falling boots. I love the fact that they just added feathers to the boots. I think it's silly and it's kind of funny. These are golden carrots, I'm pretty sure. Kind of neat. Lanterns. Here you've got a turtle helmet and then plenty of fireworks to go around. Lots to break down in this scene, I'm sure, that I just haven't looked at yet. Here you can see that the heroes are flying off from a fireball, presumably shot by one of the ghasts. In fact, probably the same ghast that shot the fireball in the last scene that we saw with the Piglins. Here you can see the main kid character here flying off with his Elytra. Here you can see Garrett gliding while Steve is riding him, which I will cover here in a minute, but we're just going to kind of graze right past that. There will be dismemberment in the film at some point. Here you can see some amount of liquid oozing out of the zombie's arm because Steve is holding the zombie's arm. He's going to beat the pulp out of this guy with it. Kind of neat. I'm intrigued to see how that goes. Here we've got a nice image of an iron golem. I'm actually a huge fan of how he looks. I think it looks very, very nice. Looks exactly how I'd kind of imagine it. Very, very dirt heavy because of all the vines and stuff. I think they did a great job. I was worried that they were going to make it very shiny. That's not bad, though. Again, you got another good look at a villager here. It's not terrible. I don't hate the villagers. I think they actually look somewhat decent. I never thought I'd say I don't hate villagers. Here you can see the heroes overlooking into some sort of impending doom. We'll cover that in the next scene, but first I want to cover what we're seeing here. You got Steve with a sword. You can't really tell, but that's a sword, and a shield. You got Garrett holding nothing, and you got this kid holding some sort of gun. I don't know what it is, but we see it. It's a thing. So I'm intrigued what that might possibly be. Here you can see the impending doom that they're overlooking. Again, here's the sword, here's the shield. The same 3 characters are right here. A little bit of the gun. So it is definitely within the same scene. And again, one more time, same scene. However, you can see the sword, the shield on the ground, and the gun on the ground. The kid is not here, though. So my theory is that this will lead into the Elytra scene. You can see Garrett with the wings. However, Steve doesn't have any wings. Why? Because Garrett jumps down, and I think Steve is just going to kind of accept his fate in this scene. He's going to have a quote-unquote heroic death, and then Garrett's going to come back around and pick him up, and Steve will ride on him for the rest of the journey to safety. Here we got Garrett as well with a Ender Pearl. Ender Pearls will be in the film at least once. The only Ender Pearl that Steve has, at least at this very moment in this scene. So it's unclear on whether they're actually going to grind out more Ender Pearls or if it's just going to be a hint that Endermen do exist, but we're not going to show them in the film, and we're going to save that for another movie, possibly. I don't know how they're going to handle that exactly. Then it shows the title screen, a Minecraft movie, and I would gladly end the video there. However, there was one more thing I wanted to show you. We have skeleton jockeys. They will be riding spiders, and it's going to be absolutely terrifying. I'm excited. It looks like they're giving all skeletons flame bows, which I feel like is fair enough. We could talk about how the skeletons look. However, I don't think that's going to change anything at this point. I think we kind of just need to accept that the visuals of the movie are what they are. These spiders are absolutely terrifying. You can kind of see one right here. This one that they're riding on is very hairy. It's going to be a fun movie, I think. Overall, like I said earlier, expect it to be full of memes. Walk out maybe pleasantly surprised with a deeper meaning. It's probably not going to have the Lego movie effect. So, walk in ready to just enjoy yourself. Turn off your brain. Don't expect anything super amazing. Who knows what you'll walk out with. Now, I will say I intend to watch this movie at some point. I'd like to watch it with a couple of friends, quite possibly, because I don't want to go by myself. It would be a fun movie, though. We'll see. I hope to see it soon on April 4th, and I hope you guys can also watch it if you want to. If you don't want to watch it, then don't. I know this is a different kind of video than what I usually make, so I just want to say thank you guys for watching and sticking with me through it all. I know not the greatest quality. I know I've not been making videos lately just because I've been super busy with other things. So I'm just going to go ahead and tell you where I am usually at so you guys can find me there. I'm usually on Twitch, and I'm usually on YouTube. I'm planning on trying to stream to YouTube as well soon-ish, kind of. If that's something you're interested in, let me know in the comments. However, usually I'm on twitch.tv/KingRegNog. That's where I live stream just about every day. And then on YouTube, I'm actually on another channel called KingRegVods. That's where I post all the Twitch live streams. We're actually nearly monetized over there, weirdly enough. I have almost all the watch time anyone could ever need to get the full monetization, all 4,000 hours. I just only have like 100 subscribers there. So if that's something that interests you, you can go check that out as well. And as always, I'm always on Discord. So don't be afraid to join that as well. Everything's linked in the description. I don't mean to promo all the time. I just want to let you guys know where you can find me. I'm going to be working on more videos very, very soon. So thank you guys so much for watching and being patient. I appreciate you all. And I'll hope to see you guys again very soon. Goodbye, everybody.